This CST Saints Training Camp report is brought to you by Louisiana Cat.
All right, like a fine wine, it gets better with age. Our weekly segment with Zach Stiref, and last week you kind of had a memory lapse. Can you give us the title off the bat here?
We're here with Word on the Stiref. I got it. It only took me 2 weeks to learn that.
With energy, too.
With energy and zeal, yeah.
We're closing up camp here, and usually you'd be happy, but this place has been so nice. Are you a little sad?
Well, I'll tell you this. We're excited to go home. New Orleans is still home. That's where, our fan base is. I mean, that's where your bed is, your friends, your families. So we're excited to go back to New Orleans. But this has been a great experience. I mean, you talk about as good as a camp can be. I know we've worked real hard. We've done a lot more running in this camp than we've ever done since I've been a Saint to make up for the fact that it is a little bit easier to practice. And yet, we're excited to go home.
One of the main activities is obviously football, but you took advantage of the environment here and worked on your biking skills. Is that part of the deal here too?
Well, I bought a bike. I use it for the French Quarter. Me and my girlfriend, we ride in the quarter in the off season, and it's hilly here, which is not the case in New Orleans. So it's a little bit tougher. But my bike is electric also, so as soon as it gets hard, it kind of kicks a motor in. So it's pretty lazy. I got a nice cup holder on it. And I've ridden it around here a good bit. It's been nice.
You're a big guy. Is it hard to find a bike for a man your size?
Yeah, it is kind of hard. It takes a special bike. I got fortunate. This one's pretty big, and I think the seat post is up like 6 inches too high from like the safe level. But the guys over at Michael's Bicycles down in Frenchman's, they took care of me and got me all set up. And I do a lot of bike riding in the off season, whether it's in the quarter, and then I have an actual mountain bike that I actually ride just to get back in shape.
All right, Zach, biking proof that you're an athletic offensive lineman. Back in the day when you were kind of the swing guy on the line, you were eligible to catch a pass. I saw you in practice today catching balls from Drew Brees. Did you miss your window, or will there be possibilities down the road?
No, the window's been missed. They remind me of it every single time we install goal line. Actually, yesterday in the walkthrough, Coach Payton made a reference to it. Coach Pete almost fell over laughing. It will live in infamy for me as long as I'm here. There will be people laughing at me for that. And I'd like to just note, it's not that I dropped the pass. It's that I didn't get a clean release. And if we'd like to go back to tape and show you all the non-clean releases that have happened here since we could do that. But instead, it's the joke that, I'm the bad athlete. We threw about 50 of them in practice. I never dropped one, so I'm tired of hearing it.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
100%. Even Drew said it was just, he got held up on the release. I couldn't get it to him. So, and not that it's Drew's fault, because it wasn't, but it was my fault. But it wasn't a drop. I've never dropped a pass as a Saint.
All right, a couple more. We'll get you out of here. This segment is building momentum. We're getting a lot of fans. It's a YouTube sensation. One of the biggest fans, though, is your old teammate Jon Stinchcomb. Raves about this segment. Is he jealous, you think?
No, I'll tell you this. I'm not falling for this trap again. Last year, when you asked me about Jon and something he said, and I made a joke and then said a bunch of nice stuff about Jon, we left all the nice stuff out and just left me making a bad comment. So,
you blaming Breeze, I blame that on the producers.
Exactly. Yeah. No. You can blame the last year's on the producers, but I'm not falling for it again. I think Jon has many lines saved up for me for the second and fourth preseason games. So I'm just going to say Jon's a great guy. He's done a great job as a broadcaster and as a player and a mentor.
He and Stinchcomb are inseparable. When you have the roster of the Super Bowl team back in '09, alphabetically, these guys are right next to each other as well. Well, listen, we'll see you back in New Orleans. From Stinchcomb to biking to catching passes. It's another great edition of
Word on the Stiref.
Catch it at a theater near you. I'm Mike Neighbors here at the Greenbrier with your CST Saints Training Camp Report.